The ban announcement is live. Hey you, it's CovertGoBlue. Will these bans be the bans that save Standard from the kind of endless, just boring that's been happening? Let's check it out. So, May 29th, that's today, 2023, ban and restricted announcement. It has to be big to get somebody at Wizards to work a postal holiday. I don't know if that's fair, but it feels like they are usually taking holidays off. I don't know. That's the impression I get. All right, Standard. Fable of the Mirror Breaker is banned. Invoke Despair is banned. Reckoner Bankbuster is banned. Effective date, Tabletop and Magic Online is May 29th. That's today. And Magic Arena is May 30th. That is tomorrow. So instead of waiting till Thursday, they are going to push it out kind of quickly for Magic Arena. That's a good thing. So tomorrow on Tuesday, we should be getting the band update, and then we can start playing Standard after that, if that is something we want to do. All right. Let's read the reasoning. Banned and restricted philosophy update with changes to Standard. Recently, we released an article talking about Tabletop Standard and our renewed focus to improve it at every level. You know, this is the one where they canceled rotation. Today represents our second step forward in delivering on that goal. When talking to players about bans in Standard, most of the community feedback we've received, whether coming from players competing at the top tables of the Pro Tour or those enjoying a more relaxed Wednesday night Standard game at their local game store, has focused on how disruptive our current banning cadence can be. Bans are a pain point for Standard engagement. They are too unpredictable, too inconsistent, and hurt players' ability to have confidence in building and playing their decks. Okay, moving forward, we are going to change the cadence with which we manage our formats, particularly Standard. Our goal is to make most of our format changes once a year for greater consistency. This announcement will happen annually before fall previews begin. This will not only include Standard, but also Modern, Pioneer, Legacy, and Vintage. Broadly, our goal of Standard remaining a fun and healthy play environment hasn't changed. However, we will be placing more scrutiny on cards and play patterns that have been in play longer to ensure Standard is a fresh, engaging, and continually exciting format. In addition to the yearly announcement, we will also have a ban and restricted update on the third Monday of every set release, specifically dedicated to addressing large environmental imbalances. These will, by and large, happen after the Pro Tour. After the Pro Tour, on the third Monday after every set release. So are they having a Pro Tour on the third weekend after every set release? Will it play the format that's new? Because that would be hot. Anyway. All right, let's see, blah, blah, blah. If these things, let's read it. Our intention is that should we be very rare for us to use the 3-week window to make Standard changes. If a new card immediately and dramatically has a negative impact on a format, we believe it's important our players don't feel stuck with a bad format for upwards of a year. We will reserve this window for cards on the level of Felidar Guardian as a tool we hope to never use. Ideally, most Standard updates should take place only once per year to renew players' confidence in their deck selection and construction. That said, we are banning 3 cards from Standard today to help make this transition. We felt this was important to begin this new era of Standard with a clean slate, so to speak, without the specter of recent ban talk hanging over the format. To do so, we decided to make the following changes. Fable, Invoke, and Reckoner Bankbuster banned. We've been watching the rise and dominance of the core 3-color shell based in red-black over past several set releases and premier level tournaments. We believe that these changes will help reduce the win rate of the dominant strategy in the format and create an exciting shakeup and entry point to the format preceding that summer release of Wilds of Eldraine. Fable the Mirror Breaker has been the backbone of strategies based in black-red and one of the strongest cards in the format for the entirety of its tenure in Standard. This ability to generate resources, card flow, and be a must-kill threat is unmatched in its level of efficiency. Yes, counterplay available is low and frequently costs much more than 3 mana and is especially difficult to beat on the draw. By removing Fable, we hope to reduce the power of black-red decks, but also make deck building choices for these strategies more meaningful as to whether they want a threat, card selection, or the ability to enable reanimation. You mean not all in one card. For these reasons, as well as the high play rate of the card across many decks, Fable is banned. Everybody saw it coming. Bang. Reckoner Bankbuster has been the go-to card advantage engine for many decks in Standard since its release. Yeah! As a colorless card, it has been effortless to slot into a wide variety of colors and strategies. Yeah, that's what they do. Its general ubiquity and strength have pushed out other card advantage options too much as a colorless card. It has also put stress on creature sizing, as creatures that can crew Bankbuster have been more favored than others. It has to be like a 2 power 3 drop has to be like Kiki Jiki good to get played. To promote more diversity and give power back to other types of decks in different colors, Bankbuster is banned. Invoke Despair has been the premier curve topper in most black-red decks and black-based strategies for most of its lifetime. Not only is it powerful for managing the battlefield and generating card advantage, but has been excellent for shoring up some of Black's weaknesses. Traditionally, playing a wide variety of permanent types is strong against decks with a lot of 1-for-1 removal. Invoke Despair makes it especially difficult to find ample counterplay to black strategies, as it is an effective card to cast on empty boards and preys upon the enchantments and planeswalkers that are historically effective against these types of removal-heavy strategies. Due to its power level and negative impact on card diversity, Invoke Despair is banned. We'll have our first yearly ban and restricted announcement on August 7th, ahead of Wilds of Eldraine previews. Well, I can tell you right now, that's going to ban more stuff, or it'll have to. All right, so we had the fake ban leak announcement, which had all those cards getting banned. And some of it was like, huh? You know, Plaza of Heroes, what? You know, Atraxa, really? Then we have this. And I would say they hit 3 important cards. Without question, Fable had to go. I think Bankbuster had to go, and Invoke Despair had to go. I think for the confidence of the format, they hit the 3 they had to. I think they're going to be disappointed in Standard, but I don't want to get too negative too fast, but we can give it a shot. Basically, these are best of 3 targeted bans. They very clearly are, as Rakdos and Grixis have been the dominant decks of best of 3, and Bankbuster is a dominant card in best of 3. Like, the best of 1 deck that got hit here isn't even the best deck in best of 1. Rakdos and Grixis control with Fable and Invoke and Bankbuster. They are solid in best of 1, but I mean, they're not near the top. Mono white soldiers, you know, mono red, and those decks, like, this changes nothing for them except possibly the effectiveness of Thalia. Maybe Thalia isn't taxing as many things as she used to. On top of that, we still got white in general just looking amazing, whether you want to be aggressive behind a Thalia or whether you want to play Wedding Announcement, Rafine, Wandering Emperor. Ugh. Oh god, the Esper Legends deck is completely untouched by this ban, and it is a very frustrating play pattern that absolutely forces other decks kind of out of the meta and just leads to perfect curves that are completely uninteractable. It's a nightmare. And you guys don't want to watch it. Like, if I play Esper Legends, like, the views are so low, but my god, it got completely untouched by this ban. It just waltzed right through there. So Esper Legends and white-based decks are the new normal. They're the new best deck. Wedding Announcement and Wandering Emperor if you want to go mid-range. Rafine and Thalia if you want to go Legends aggro. Mono-colored aggro, Soldiers. And Mono Red is going to try to compete with that. Give those a run for their money. And yeah, that has not changed. So I don't think that this shakes best of 1 barely at all. It just weakens a strategy that was trying to get higher up the best of 1 ladder. So I am skeptical. We will play the format. We will see what happens. We will see if we can find the joy in Standard again. But did this do it for you? Also, how does it feel after for a day there, we really thought that those 8 bands, might be real? Like, doesn't this just feel like we got the absolute bare minimum? And maybe that's their job, right? Maybe that's their job, is to try to find the bare minimum to keep best of 3 tabletop competitive standard good, because that's definitely the world that they care about as Wizards. And it's weird because they didn't care about that for years, but now they care about it again. So maybe that's their job. But with no rotation coming in the fall, and with a lot of the same cards in decks legal in the most played standard environment in the world, which is best of 1 on Arena, did they really do anything here? Anyway, you guys have some wild cards coming, 12 rares. If you had play sets of these, spend them wisely on Historic Brawl. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I'll see you in the next one. You're cool.